Well, good morning, everybody. It's Happy Friday. Let's grab a coffee and a bagel and start our new conversation for this week. Every Friday I like bringing you something that make me stop and think because I think Friday is my reflection of the week, and I like coming here and sharing that with you and start that conversation because I think sometimes we don't reflect. We don't go back. And it's not that we really need to go back, but we kind of forget what happened during the week, right? So Friday to me is just to sit back, share some thought with you, and perhaps some of these thought resonate with you. And if so, I love to have the conversation with that and continue on this community of just openness, sharing, and learn from each other. So anyway, this week it came to me that something happened on Wednesday. I had already planned to go to this facility called Osseo Strong that I met a couple of weeks ago during the expo. I met the owner and he invited me to this round table on Wednesday that they have every second Wednesday of the week. So I said, hey, why not? I love the wellness topics. I didn't know what really to expect. I didn't know what they were going to talk about. He didn't tell me. He just said, it's fun. It's members and other people as well. And we just come together and discuss some topic. And it went on about an hour. And the topic was pretty cool. I mean, it started with things that they were talking about last time. So they were talking about fasting, and then I just kind of listened, and they were talking about 7 day challenge fasting. Which what I thought, I come to think of it, I like to do that sometime. Maybe I'll just start a 7 day challenge, 7 day challenge fasting with you guys and see how that go. Honestly, that will be a little difficult for me because I love to eat so much that not having to eat for 7 days might be a little difficult for me. But this person did it. He said that he accepted an invitation to go to a restaurant. The guy, his friend, didn't even know that he was on the fasting challenge, and he didn't want to say no. And he went, and he just sat there and watched everybody eat. And that's strong. I mean, I have to give that to him. That's really, really strong will. And talk about commitment to finish the challenge, right? That would be a little too difficult for me, honestly. So, anyways, and then they start talking about cultivated meat. That was interesting topic. I didn't even know it exists. So, topic like that kind of start me when I leave. I start doing more research about it, and that's what I enjoy about this type of round table. And I also enjoy about coming to you guys because perhaps one of the topic or two that I introduce or talk about here would get you interested, and then you would go on and do some research, and maybe whatever you find, you come back here and you tell us all about it, right? So cultivated meat is one of the topics that I am looking into at the moment. I don't know anything much about it yet, so I can't really talk about it. So it went on about an hour. Then we kind of wrap up, and I thought, okay, time to go home. That was evening, of course. So I said, and then after that, they said, okay, well, a few of us gonna go to dinner. Do you want to join us? And I was like, this is my first time with this group of people. I still have to drive about 30 minutes to get home. And Los Angeles or California or SoCal traffic, even though it's in the evening, you never know what's going to hit us. It may take half an hour or may take a little bit more. And it was late, not late, it's about 7:30 and almost 8 o'clock. I said, "Do I really want to go to dinner? I already have something to eat. I don't really like to eat that late." And I said, and I don't really know them that well yet to sit into a dinner table. So my first thought was, do I really want to go? And since I've been here an hour over an hour already, and I said, okay, you know what? I always say no. And I said, why not just go? So I went. And after 4 hours later, I was still there laughing. I think we closed down the restaurant, by the way. They frequent that restaurant often, so it's not normal for them. It's not unnormal for them at all to close down the restaurant. The staff was picking up and putting chairs on the table and cleaning up already. Was still there talking, laughing, and getting to know each other. That was pretty amazing, and I have to say, it's one of the best bruschetta I ever had. Oh my god, and the bread was so good. So yeah, I'm a foodie. I love to eat, but I didn't expect that at all. And on the way home, I was like thinking, wait, that was so unexpected because I could have really said no and missed out on that, right? I could have gone home after first hours or 2 hours more like and had a perfect evening, but never know what I have missed. And that made me think, maybe sometimes we just got too comfortable with what we already know about ourselves. Because if you had asked if any somebody would go have dinner and spend ask me if you know I would have gone out and to have dinner and spend another hours with a group of people I barely know, I probably would have said no. And that's my norm. Um, but apparently, well, I surprised myself. I kind of like that discovering that I'm not saying I am suddenly going to become like social butterfly and out every night and have fun. But anytime, I mean, with my business, I network a lot and I go out in function chamber. But most of the time, I know people already, right? Or if I don't know people, I drag another girlfriend or two with me that likes to go to mixer or social gathering, and we have somebody to go with. This I was alone. I did not know anybody at all, and that's I like it. But again, I'm not gonna be looking for night out or social butterfly and going out every night. That's not gonna happen. That's not happening. But I it made me wonder though, how many times have I already decided, um, that's not really for me. I'm not that social. I wouldn't enjoy that. That's not something I normally do. I'm not good at that. I can't dance. I don't like to eat that. I'm not sure if I can stick around and enjoy 4 hours with people. And maybe that's true. Maybe that's something that maybe that I not good at whatever sport or something, or I'm not enjoy that type of music. But maybe sometimes we don't know until we try, right? And I think as we get older, we get pretty comfortable knowing ourselves. But because we get comfortable knowing ourselves, we know what we like, we know what we don't like, and we know what we're willing to do and definitely not going to do. But and again, there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe every now and then, a good surprise is good, right? Trying something different. Say yes to an invitation. Meet somebody new. And we're not, but we're not trying to change who we are. We're just trying to experience life a little bit more. Just because there is so much more to discover. And I really like that thought because in my field, we are discovering new way of healthy living all the time when I talk to people. Like during the round table, a guy was accidentally was recommended the turmeric and olive oil for inflammation, and I said, and he said, "What do we have to activate with?" And I said, "Pepper." And and that's something I love to share. And I didn't know of all that before I came into this community, is because I learned it from other people. I heard it from other people in the same community say, "Hey, when you take turmeric, you gotta take it with or mix it up with black pepper, because that's what activated the inflammation reduction things activated turmeric." And like I said, I would not have known. And this is why I love being around new people. And it's scary. I'm not, like I said, I'm not all social butterfly. Going putting me into the room with stranger is a little out of my comfort zone, especially um, when it's a lot of people in the room. I haven't, but I, but Wednesday kind of taught me that there's so much more to discovery, and I like it. I maybe this is the stage of life where I'm going to say yes to experience life more. I'm going to be 60 pretty soon, and I don't want to think that I have everything figured out already. I don't. I like to go out and meet more people, and everywhere it's this good conversation. It's not boring. Well, it could be. Yeah, I think. I don't know. But there's a lot new experiences, a lot of new conversation to discover, new people coming into my life. I would have not known these people if I didn't say yes to the invitation, right? And now I met four new people that we had dinner with. There was five of us. Maybe learn something that I didn't know I was interested in, like cultivated meat. So Wednesday remind me of that, because honestly, nothing huge happened that day. I went to dinner and that's it. But I almost didn't. If I had gone home, I would have not known what I missed, right? So that part stayed with me. Sometimes when we talk about feeling alive, we think it has to be something big, like go jump out of a plane or travel around the world or what else? I don't know, skydiving or something. I don't know. Maybe something else that you have it in your bucket list, and what that was your definition of feeling alive, by doing something extreme, something like that. But maybe it's just a dinner with people you barely know, a conversation that we haven't expect, and maybe that's part of just living young, and just doing something a little different. Not trying to be younger or anything, and not trying to go backwards, but experience life again. Um, in every little thing that we can find. And next week I might come back and report some more. There was a invitation to go on a harbor cruise. Well, this one I'm more comfortable because a whole bunch of us are going and should be fine. And today I haven't gone to the fair in so long, and my girlfriend last minute invited me to go to OC Fair, and I always said no, but I said yes. And it's like, hey, why not? You know, usually when I see fair is with family and and kids, but this is just three girls gonna go out and hang out at the fair. Who knows, right? Can't be that bad. I get to eat a whole bunch of fried unhealthy foods, so that should be fun. But yes, say yes, say yes, say yes to something that you thought that you normally would have said no to. So I love to hear what you're thinking about, what my Wednesday reminded me of, and maybe that reminded you of something, that we can still surprise ourselves. And apparently, sometimes all it takes is saying yes to a dinner. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I will be having fun at the fair, and I can't wait to share some pictures and experience with you guys. And I hope that you have a wonderful weekend and say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes to life. And but at the same time, I know today I'm gonna be eating a lot of unhealthy food, so a lot of detox to do tomorrow. But I'm on already patch up and everything, and I'm ready to go. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you then.